flying, just flying. It's not time to dread. It's not time to go full of yourself, caught up and overwhelmed. When you don't know what I've been through, brother. When you don't know what they did when I was in high school. When you don't know how it was in my home life. You don't know, and all of a sudden you're given all these things opportunity to identify you when the truth about you is found in Christ alone. So at some point you got to step out of darkness. Believing you are anything in this picture, lie. Now that he's come, the light's on. Boom, light turned on, life came into you. Boom, brand new day, new creation. Old things pass away, all things new. Come on. Don't sell cheap. You're not for sale. You've been bought. Okay? It's going to be real strong, I'm sure, in this school. What you've been through is not your story. What he's been through is your story. What you've been through is a strategy sent by hell to suck you in, to get a hold of your heart, and to fashion you and sculpt you and mold you outside the potter's hand, and get you to hold on to a fact, a natural fact, that you come through that fact and look less than Jesus. And that's a lie. Well, brother, I just struggle sometimes because, well, okay, just stop right there. Just stop. Just stop and catch your language. I just struggle. So why? Why do you struggle when that has nothing to do with right now in Christ inside of you? So see, I just want to just kill it right there. The reason we struggle is because we keep it alive, because they were important people in our life, because we're trying to find identity. We have needs. We have vacuums. But all that changes when Jesus comes. He's the one that fulfills you. So if you're trying to find fulfillment anywhere else, you'll always have a reason to believe these things, and they'll seem real, but they're not. And one day you'll go, oops. So don't go, oops. Change it now. You get what I'm saying? Look, I'm just going to talk plain, and we all have a horror story of some sort. Some stories are way worse than others. Some of us had a harder run than others. But you be honest, everybody's testimony is always, well, I was this, I got into drugs early because of this, and I was this, so I started sleeping around. And we always let what we've been through decide our responses. Well, it never produced anything good, and it put us in a bad place, so why would we think there's any truth there? So it has nothing to do with truth. It's because there was no truth on scene, on sight. But now the light has come. Truth is sprung out of the ground, right? His name is Jesus. He's the way. So, see, because here's if we get into the whole, but I've been through, but brother, you don't know, but it was really tough at home for years, and it's just seemingly affected me. Well, you're the one confessing that, so you're not even in denial. You're not even deceived, so you need to say, okay, why is that affecting me? And you got to say strong in your heart, you know what? This is silly to let that affect me. There's nothing that I need now in that I don't have in him. You can't make up for lost time. People can't give you what they never gave you. It's not going to matter. Just start new. Because if not, we'll have to go around the room and find what we've all been through. And when we get through the room, the only thing we'll establish is a list of who's been through the most hell on down. And then what? Get the worship team up here to sing It's All About Heaven. Yeah? Come on. I don't know any way easier than just going, oh, I'm glad you made it so great. Look, I have a story too. You say, but brother, you're being unjust. My dad was never there for me. Yeah, but I was touched on at a young age. Yeah, but, so I mean, see, we just throw this stuff around like it's supposed to matter more than him. Look, I'm going to be bold. What's it matter if I was touched wrong? That's dead anyway. That's just sin trying to get over on me and make me a product of whatever injustice and get me all caught up and on some tangent. And now I have another label, like a child abuse victim, and then there's all these psychological initials and labels. No, Christ in me. This guy right here you're looking at, he ain't never been touched wrong. I was touched so right, changed everything. There were strategies set against me. They're just like against you to stop the kingdom. The strategies are designed to stop the kingdom. We take them personal, internalize them because we don't know him or understand the kingdom. We're our own little, narrow, shallow world, and it's all about me. And that is a hell, and that's a trap, and it's not the truth. He wants to burst you out of that thing and put you like the psalmist in a broad place. Yeah? None of that. None of that. My dad being alcoholic and saying I'd never be nothing and cursing me, and my mom being sick and dying, and none of that has nothing to do with who I am and who he is in me. Zero. And if I get my eyes there, I'll come out looking something like whatever I believe. People say, well, I'm only this way because. No, you're letting that matter more than what matters most. People should look at you and say, why are you that way? I'm only this way because he rose from the dead and put his life inside of me. And even though sin was committed against me and I committed sin, it is no more. And as far as the east is from the west, he has forgiven me. And I am clean. And I'm ready to roll now. I'm ready to live now. I'm ready to be now. Yeah? Come on. Don't make anything else matter. That's what faith does. Faith says, this is where life is. This is where he is. This is where I find myself. Yeah? I asked the Lord a long time ago. I probably shared it at Power and Love. I said, Lord, it was a little while back. Actually, it wasn't a terrible long time ago. It wasn't way back. It was actually within a year. I said, why are people clinging to their past and their quote story so much? Why are so many people writing books about their story without a strong redemption punchline? You know what I'm saying? And the Lord said, because their story is the only place they've ever found any sense of identity, whether good or bad. Why? Because you're born into zero identity. Because Adam lost it in the garden. So none of us from day one when we were born knew who we were. So we found ourselves along the way. But what we found wasn't the truth. You became the person you became, however you responded to whatever you went through is who you became, but it's not you and him, because he wasn't the factor that was deciding you. That's why the new creation has to put off the old. And friends, when he says put it off, he means put it off. Put off the old and put on. Yay. Come on. That the Bible's so clear. He's so good to us. That's even a contact point of faith. You put it off, you put it on. Man, I'm not a child abuse victim. Man, I'm not a sexual assault victim. Man, I'm not somebody that didn't have nobody to love me. I just didn't see who was loving me. I was trying to find love here and here, and I would sure think my parents are supposed to love me, and if they don't love me, I sure mustn't be lovable. If they don't see my value, I mustn't have any value. And the whole time, the cross and the blood saying, wrong, wrong. And all of a sudden, we find ourselves trying to drink out of all these dry cups. No wonder we're so thirsty. And then we got someone coming saying, you know what? If you'd asked me for a drink, I'd have given you one. And that drink that I would give you is life-giving water. And it'll spring up in you like a well, springing up in everlasting life. And if you'll drink it, you will never thirst. What's he talking about? You'll see who you are. You'll find yourself in need. You'll have healthy identity, and you'll never be longing again. Yeah. You see how excited I get when I talk? I try to